Might take a couple angle changes because I'm doing this on a cell phone. I don't have a cameraman. I'm going to show you how to do the most basic remedial DIY drywall that you can get. So, you don't need a scoop, but I recommend one because they're really nice on the bucket. Trowel, I always use an 8-inch, you can use a 6, 4, whatever you want. Just note that on these butt joints, you're going to need something a little bit wider because they don't bevel like these upper joints. You want to make sure to use actual joint compound. You do not want to use topping. My battery died in my grill, so I'm just going to mix this up. Don't add water, you don't need to add soap, just mix it. So how you want to do that on a pan, since I am doing this on a hawk. This is a hawk, you get a mud pan, just looks like a trough. You hold in your hand, I just use the hawk because my thumb don't work. It won't open up, so just take it. There's a couple little dabs on there, and you don't really want to overload it. You don't want more than what your hands can handle. And you want to make sure that all your utensils are clean. You want them as clean as you can get. So just slap that back on there. This. And you just take your trowel, mix it up a little bit. Dab it around a little bit. Kind of get the air bubbles out. Get used to the motion. Scoop around and just pat. I was going to use mesh tape, but apparently I either lost it or I didn't buy it. One of the two. It's a very good possibility I lost it. Let me try to bring the camera in closer so we can see this joint a little bit better. Alright, so get you a little bit of mud on the center of your trowel. You want to start from one side of the joint and go to the other. You're going to just do this down the side. I haven't done this in a while. I actually used to do this professionally, but I didn't like construction work that much. So. Now, you got you a couple little beads there, and you just run across. Pitch of your trowel will dictate how much you leave on when you take off. You wanna put your coats on kind of thin. And the reason you want to do that is minimize your sanding. You do not want to sand a whole lot. If this first coat is backing that bevel a little bit when you're done, that's fine. That's actually better because then when you put your second coat on, you stay even with your edge of your bevel and you won't see your tape. Now, you want to get a good enough amount of mud underneath it. That way you don't get air bubbles in your tape. That's why I was going to use mesh, because I wanted this to be as basic for home repair person could get. So I'm just going to finish out this joint. Scoop you out. Don't let it get too far down on your trowel. The more you put in there, the more you're going to get. Finish out this joint. Alright, that took me a little less time than what I thought it would. So now what you want to do is I've got the full joint run out. You want to take your trowel and just kind of smooth it out a little bit. Just run it down, smooth it out. Now, when you do your tape, get rid of this sticker on there. It won't stick to it. Just come around Just hold it up to your wall, pinch it with it. We're getting real basic with it. I ain't done that for a while. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to hold it there, pinch it with the trowel, and then tear it. Basic up. So you got the trowel in one hand, got the tape in the other. You want to stay down the middle of it. Start there in your middle. Just kind of run her right down like this. You already got your mud bedded on. Just follow that joint. Now you can reset it, you can move it around whatever you want to do. It's got a center on the joint. Kind of helps you hold your place. Hold a little bit that way. Some people, you just kind of tear this off here. It's kind of a difficult way, but I messed it up. So. Oh, you mess up once in a while. Pull her tight. There you go. Now we're much more center. Now, take the edge of your trowel. Always use the edge. Take the edge and bed it down in that one side. Just to make sure you got it nice and tight. Now you want to go down the other side. Nice edge. Make sure to get out all the air bubbles. And if this produces air bubbles, I'll show you how to take those out. There we go. Now, through knock all this feathering off. Make sure it's pushed all the way down on the edges. Just make sure she's bedding in there good. Now if it's a little wobbly, don't worry about it. That ain't gonna matter. You're gonna put another coat over top of it. You can do your screws. Now you see a lot of people, they do the whole up and down and all that crap, but you can do that, but you don't have to. Now, let me see if I can get my angle readjusted here. Oh, come on now. There we go. Now just okay. Screws are easy. See a screw, cover with mud. There you go. Now, coat it a little bit and kind of hold your trowel up and down. It'll sink. Once it dries, it will sink back into the screw head. You got to do it a couple times. Let that dry. It'll dry overnight. Come back and do it tomorrow. That's about it on the screws. Now we're down here on the floor. We'll mud this butt joint. Now what you want to do on the butt joint, take your knife. It's a regular old utility knife. Kind of bevel down that edge a little bit. You don't really have to, but it makes it a lot easier, especially if this has been cut. If it's not a factory edge and it's got little fuzzies on it, you want to get rid of those. Now a lot of mistake people make is when they mud it, they bed this thing up real thick. You got to remember, there's no bevel there to absorb that. So when they mud it, they'll come up real thick, and then you have to come it down. You can't really see how much I got to build up there. But same thing with the top one. You just want it to be real smooth. The smoother it is, less beveling you gotta do, less sanding you have to do. And sanding sucks. We hate sanding. You can't breathe, or you gotta get respirators and dust masks. Ain't no point in doing all that ridiculousness. You just throw you some mud on there. Make sure it's kind of even on both sides. It don't have to be. Now, you want to leave it kind of thick, because if you don't put enough mud on it, the paper won't stick. Yeah, let's see what to do with the tape. Alright, same thing with the other side. You take the tape, you can start at the bottom, you can start at the top, don't really matter. Always more than one way to do something. Half of them wrong anyway. Run it up. Take a trowel. You can run that like it. Just tee it into that piece of tape right there. You don't have to overlap it. You don't have to do nothing. Now, same thing you did on top. Go down one side. Get her as good as you can. Squeeze out as much as you can. You want that paper as thin as possible on a butt joint. Press down too hard on that one. See how it's wrinkled? So just tear it back off a little bit and give it a little bit of a as you go down kind of deal. And it's probably a little crooked, to be 100% honest. I don't really care. It's my bathroom and ain't nobody gonna ever notice. There you go. Mud down as soon as you can get it. Call it a day. Once it's dry, come back, throw you another coat. We'll go over that tomorrow.